I believe that music had the power to change my life, and God had the power to change my life.
Last night at the Grammys, Jelly Roll said something that made a lot of people uncomfortable. Let's listen. Then I want to talk about why it matters.
I know they're going to try to kick me off here, so just let me try to get this out. First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord. Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd have ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that. I thank you for my label, Broken Bow, Country Radio, baby. What's up, dog? Oh, Republic, John Manili, we did it, baby. There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that music had the power to change my life and God had the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
All right, now before anyone reacts, let's slow this down. What made this moment uncomfortable wasn't that Jelly Roll talked about faith. Award shows are fine with vague spirituality. What changed the temperature in the room is that he mentioned the name Jesus, plainly, personally, and without apology. He wasn't polished. He wasn't theologically precise. He wasn't trying to prove anything. He sounded like someone who remembers what it's like to be rescued. When he said Jesus is for everybody, some people immediately heard politics. But that's not a political statement. That's a gospel one. Christianity teaches that salvation is offered to all, but that offer still calls for repentance, change, and surrender. Culture is comfortable with Jesus as an idea. It gets uneasy when Jesus is named as a reason, because reasons imply authority, and authority implies truth. You don't have to agree with every word Jelly Roll said to recognize the courage it took to say it. Moments like this remind us that public faith has always been uncomfortable. And honestly, it probably should be. Jesus is real, and he doesn't exist to be managed by culture.
I love you, Lord.